Hi YouTube, this is Master Ninja 06. I haven't made any astrology videos in a while, so here I am. I've been busy, you know, we all have shit to do with our lives. But, okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about in astrology is my Saturn sign, which is in its ruler, Capricorn. Um, so I don't know a whole lot about Saturn, to be honest. Like, this is all just going to be like from my experience and the way I view it. And the reason why I say I don't know a lot about this planet is because you learn more about Saturn after you've had your first Saturn return, which is like when you're like 28. It starts happening, and it takes like 2 years to like when you're like 30. So Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, rather, or Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it's in its ruling sign. So it's like generational for us. I think like Saturn takes like 2 years or something to get through all the one of the signs, so it's like takes like 28 years or something to get the whole full return through all the signs. But okay, so anyways, we have this as a generational aspect, which means that me and a bunch of folks my age, a bunch of people my age have all the placement of Saturn in Capricorn. So like, we're all going to be experiencing this kind of influence together, but it's all different. Like, let's say like your sun is in Capricorn, so like Saturn is going to be a bigger player in your astrological chart, and there's other things that dictate, how powerful this planet is in your chart. You could your ascending sign could be in Capricorn, so your ascending ruler is going to be Saturn. So, anyways, with Saturn in Capricorn, like, okay, first off, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the planet itself. Like, it's here to teach us. It solidifies lessons for us. Like, the sun could be considered our father figure, but Capricorn can too. Like, it's like Capricorn's more of an authority, though. Like, he's like, big brother telling you what's right and what's wrong. It's like he's there to like put you in jail for crimes that you've committed. You have to reap what you sow, in other words. And he's been called the task maker. So like he's like a really like kind of rigid, energy. And, it's not really flexible as far as like in like learning your lessons. Like, you're gonna keep fucking up if you keep doing the same shit. It's karma is what it is. You're gonna have to keep paying for this karma until you learn the lesson. We can free ourselves from karma if we learn from our mistakes. If you're walking the middle path, you're not going to be subject to karma. So our generation, Saturn in Capricorn, is going to be like really, really hard consequences. Like, we gotta face these fucking crazy times right now. I mean, not to be pessimistic or fucking negative or anything, but like, take a look around at humanity. Look at the state that we have degenerated to. It's ridiculous. We have people like, okay, Americans, we're fucked up. We kill each other more than any other country with guns, drugs, alcohol, fucking cancer. Like, we kill more people ourselves than other people kill us. Like, we're in war right now too. Like, we're always at war. So, you know, we have starving people all over the world in these terrible conditions, and it's not getting any better. People aren't waking up. And for us with Capricorn and Saturn, like, we have a huge job to do and a huge lesson to learn. That's why we all have this placement. So for me, I'm looking at my chart right now. I have Saturn, like, conjunct my Uranus in my second house. So, like, I don't know, all this, like, responsibility for me is gonna come through, like my self-worth and like my domestic kind of, you know, how I earn my resources and stuff like that, like kind of how, like, I make a living. So, like, my second house is, like, super strong. It's got, like, I have, like, a stellium, which is, like, I think it means, like, where the 4 planets are all within so many orbs. Like, orbs are like degrees. So that's, like, a really, like, Capricorn plays a big role in my life. Saturn does, because I have, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm looking at it right now. I have 4 planets in Capricorn. I have Uranus in 0, and then Saturn in 1 degree of Capricorn, and then conjunct, right on the same degree, is what, Mars and Neptune, and they're all in Capricorn. So, like, I'm pretty serious when it comes to, like, what I do. Like, certain things, like my job, like, I've always taken, like, a really, like, kind of, what am I looking for? Just, like, super serious when it comes to what I do. I want to do it right, and I want to, like, make an impression. And, also, like, Saturn is kind of, like, linked with, like, your 10th house. And, your 10th house is, like, your public kind of responsibility, your public arena, you know, what you're doing out there in the public. And he represents your boss, and he represents anyone who has authority over you. And I think all of us in this generation have authority over our future. Like, and, you know, I say authority, but it's more like responsibility to fix shit, because, you know, like I said, I don't want to be negative, but it's fucked up right now, and none of us are really making these changes internally. You know, like, if more people were changing on the inside, everything else in the rest of the world is going to be changing on the outside. That's just fucking nature of reality, folks. Like, you have to have inner peace to have outer peace. Just look at, like, Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. There's all kinds of people who have taught us. We have all these amazing role models and teachers that have shown us the path, shown us the way to enlightenment and peace and equilibrium and harmony. So basically, we all have this responsibility to make the world better. And I think our generation, the Capricorn and Saturn, we're like right there. We're right in the middle of it. We're on the tip of the spear, so to speak. And the other generational figure or whatever, like, okay, Pluto and Scorpio. That's, like, one of my biggest things. Like, I haven't really gotten into it, and I know this is, like, kind of sidetracking. I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to have to do more research, but, like, Pluto rules my chart, and that's another big, like, generational gap. Like, I think it's, like 8 or 9 years that Pluto was in Scorpio. So, I think that, like, you know, like, I think it's, like, 17 to, like, 29 or 30, like, this whole, like, middle You know, we're stuck in the middle, guys. Like, we're stuck in the middle. You don't understand that. Like, we're growing up, we're turning into adults. Like, other generations have had their chance. Other generations have had an opportunity to make their mark and leave an impact, and now it's our turn, and we have to make a difference. That's the main thing, is learning to destroy this old paradigm, this old system of hate, fear, greed, lust, instant gratification, all those things. You know, we're going to have to move out of that. You know, we're not going to be able to live this way forever. And I'm sorry, this has kind of gone off, like, supposed to be like astrology, because this is my astrology video about Saturn, but like that's our responsibility. So I'm going to say this again: Saturn's mainly just responsibility and learning lessons and crystallizing those lessons into your psychological landscape, your psychological scaffolding, the structure. The way you think has to be reprogrammed, and that's what Saturn's going to help us do. It's going to keep knocking you back, keep knocking your dick in the dirt, like they say. It's going to keep happening until we learn how to change, how to react differently. Maybe not even reacting. Maybe it's called proactive. You know, acting instead of reacting. You know, making this step to be different. You know, we got so many distractions: computers, iPhones, video games, music, drugs, sex, fucking money, cars. All this stuff's like pulling us away from nature and what we're supposed to be. And this is the way it's supposed to be. It's not. Like, there's so much more, so much greater potential in all of us. So another thing, you know, Saturn's gonna help you unlock your true potential. It's like he's like a gatekeeper. You're not gonna have success. You're not gonna get past this bouncer unless you got your VIP pass. Unless you know unless you figure this shit out. You know, but don't look at Saturn as a bad planet. Don't look at your Saturn return as something bad. Like, what happens when you're having your Saturn return is, like, your whole perception on reality is going to change. Like, what you thought about life is going to be different. It's going to change. You're going to have this whole new, creed? This whole new philosophy, this whole new belief. So that's basically all I have to say. You know, this was kind of like, in these outer planets, to tell you the truth, like, we know about them, we know, like, what they do, but we don't. We know so much, but, like, you have to experience it first, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know much, because I haven't really experienced my Saturn return, but I'll tell you what, like, my Saturn is, like, traveling through my 12th house, and I've been out of prison for almost a year now. It'll be October, I think it was October 4th I got out, so in a few more days I'll be out of prison for a year. Those are my stupid ass mistakes that I chose, that going against the grain, going against my spiritual calling, you know. I say a lot, I'm sorry. Surprise, I say So yeah, he was in my 12th house. My 12th house is Pisces. It's like, deals with illusions and institutions, and that's the main thing I was going to get to, because he's traveling through my 12th house. There's probably a possibility to be institutionalized, you know. I wasn't, like, completely institutionalized. I didn't do that much time, but, like, you know, I'm institutionalized in other ways. I'm institutionalized in my fucking rigid patterns, that I'm still doing shit wrong and making mistakes. Still haven't learned. You know, it's kind of fucked up how we have to learn the hard way, but guess what? We only seek pleasure, and we only avoid pain. We're simple motherfucking creatures once you look at it. Once you get down to it, it's all either love or fear. You know, I'd hate to say it like that, because it's like, oh, it's either fucking black or white, but that's our emotions. You know, there's everything branches off of love, everything branches off of fear. Once you change your vibration to love, you know, that's when shit, the pictures and the puzzle, the whole thing gets created. You see the bigger picture. So take a look at the bigger picture. Take a look at your life from a different perspective. Okay, that's 15 minutes. If you've made it this far, you enjoyed my videos, cool. Thank you, and